Okay, this is what we got going on here. We have a school zone, so all these kids are annoying, and they're everywhere. It's like nonstop. Little kids are everywhere. So this is what it looks like right now. This is gonna be a simple job. It's 30 grand. 30 grand.
Lights, camera, action. $30,000 landscape job. This was a simple one. Okay, I'm gonna be honest with you. This very design right here was the very first one we closed, Bree and I. So Bree is pretty much my mom at work. And when she first started at Applewood, this was the very first design we closed. And this customer was not easy to close. She kept, the job was at like 32,000 and she kept like haggling. She said, I need it for lower. And I said, I got no more money to give you. And she got me down to 30 just because I just wanted to close the first deal, her and I, just to get the first one out the way so we can move forward. So we finally got her to sign. She agreed. And we said 30 grand. And we started the project about a month later. And as you can see, this one's not very big. It's for front yard only. And not a lot of stuff. So right now the boys are getting rid of all the sod. And there's a ton of roots from her old plants. She had like those plants that have a lot of bulbs. And we got rid of all of them. The Ditch Witch did a lot of good work. Now, the boys are laying out the walkway. Oh, we should definitely show a design. Here's what the design looks like. It's from a great lady named Kim. She does a bunch of designs, and this was actually referred to us by her. And we closed the deal, and we knocked it out. I was driving the semi-truck, and I remember I came and I dumped the soil. In the beginning, especially when you get something new, you have to use... I really got used to the semi-truck first. I didn't really trust anyone else driving it because I needed to understand it first because no one else knew how to drive the truck. And I got the hang of it really well, and I started driving it a lot, and it was really fun at first, like anything. But then after a while, I was really getting mad because I'm like, dude, I have so many things to do. I cannot be driving this truck. And that is when I found my guy named Randy. Randy is one of my favorite people. He's hilarious, and he used to work for Site One. I gotta introduce you guys to Randy. Next video is gonna be introducing Randy, the best driver on the planet. And he actually saved me so much time, and he's just so good at what he does. He was a delivery driver for Site One, and I think his brother or his dad or his cousin, one of those, he saw one of my Instagram posts saying that I was hiring and I'm looking for great people, and he reached out to Randy and he said, dude, you should work with this guy named T. And Randy knew who I was, and he came and he's like, bet. So basically it was love at first sight. And Randy's a total gangster, and I actually bought him a brand new 550 dump truck, and that's his truck to take home. So right now he's taking home the 550 diesel truck. It has like 20,000 miles. He drives that from home to work. And he goes to Home Depot, picks up pallets, and but when I give that dump truck away, here's a picture of it. I'm going to give this away in summertime, June, July, somewhere around there. Then when he gets his new truck, that truck is going to be given away to someone. Somebody in Go King, obviously. Someone in Go King. Next giveaway, I know you guys like to know about all this stuff. Next giveaway is the excavator Cat 304. It's going to be April 16th, and everyone's invited. All you have to do is be in Go King. It's going to be 4 competitions. The first 2 are going to be very fast, and then the other 2 are going to be skill-based, all based on the excavator. Now, the truck is going to be in the summertime, and that's also going to be skill-based, and it's going to be pretty fun. Now, what are we doing now? Planting. Lots of planting. These plants were tiny. So tiny. And, I want to tell you about these, though. You see those little columns that we're building? I charged her $6,000 for these columns, and I believe I undercharged because the profit on the columns were like $1,000, and that was not a good offer because just the material alone for the stone to wrap the columns was around $2,000, and then to do the blocks and labor, that was another like $3-4 grand, and I charged her like $6,000 for this. I think now that I go back, because it was such a small little area, I charged her prices based on a big wall, and I made that mistake. So the little tiny stuff, those 2 columns should have been $10,000, no questions, no negotiations. And I also bought the travertine, and that travertine is not easy to cut. You know, you have to have skilled people doing that. So that should have been 10 bands right there, $5,000 a piece. And a lot of people will look at it, they're like, oh, gee, that's so much money. That's crazy for that. But dude, you have no idea how much labor that took. Like, we would have been out of there a day earlier, maybe 2 days earlier if it wasn't for those columns. So it's what it is, but we live, we learn, and we wrote that down, and we move on. Next time I do columns like that, I am charging without hesitation, baby. We're doing, right now, that's Jose, the guy in the hat. He is building the boxes for the valves so the sun doesn't bake them. Oh, boys, if you're ever wondering how to do bids, how I bid this project, not this project, well, actually, yeah, how I bid this project, how I bid other projects, I've been using this really good software that I really like. It's called the 1%, and it has helped me tremendously because the problem I was having before, like the bids that we were doing, you guys have all seen because of the contracts program, and I know thousands of you have got that and you use that for contracts. The problem is scaling, because once you start the business and once you get going with everything, you start to figure out prices, right? And it's all in your head. If you write it down, that's one thing, but it's all in your head usually. You have to make a price sheet. But the good thing about the software is it helps you put everything on paper and other people can do the work. See, like Bree can go in and she can start the bid and use everything on the software because the software has a little calculator based on how much you want to charge per man hour. And that's what I wasn't doing before. I didn't really know my numbers like that. So the man hour calculator, man, that helped tremendously. And now we are bidding projects more accurately based on how long they're going to take. And it's working pretty good. So if you want to see the free demo on how I bid jobs, the link is below, and it's free, totally free. And you get to see how I bid jobs. I put together a 40-minute video for you. I thought that'd be really cool. Help a brother out. This is the finished product, and we are rolling. Mulch is looking good. I really like the color of this mulch. Plants are looking good. Bree went out there and she took all these pictures. She's a professional. And that pea gravel. Oh my gosh, that pea gravel. I got into a little disagreement with the customer because she wanted pea gravel, and I told her, I'm like, yeah, it's gonna be expensive. It's $500 a yard. And she's like, well, how much? I'm like, $1,000 for that. And she was like, that's too much. I'm like, well, I don't know what you want me to do. Salmon Bay. Salmon Bay don't mess around. Salmon Bay's expensive. But the finished product looked really good. She was extremely happy. She referred us to customers, and now we just got to follow up with her to get a good review so we can use that to move forward with other clients. And she could be an example of what Applewood is all about. Thanks for watching, boys. Holla at your boy. Link is below. See you later.